Your comments make the show better. Send us your thoughts live on our Facebook channel to be the star of today's show. Can't catch us live? Hit us up on our other social media channels to have your say. For now, welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show.
Good morning, Canada, and to our new friends in Atlantic Canada, good afternoon. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show as we get rolling on hour one of episode 60, a very special episode of the program today, coming to you from the bunker in beautiful Western Canada, where it's another sunshiny day. They're talking about squeezing out the last few days of summer here. I think we have another month plus of it. I really do. Stay positive. I'm Rod Pedersen. He's Darren DuPont. If I'm Cheech, he's Chong.
I like it. That's good. That one was thrown up on the comments a few times.
I know, I wrote it down.
Wondering how long that would take to get to.
We're rolling into the show. We're coming in hot on this Monday morning, August 26th. This is what I know. It will be me and him. It will be Mike Abu-Meshrik. And beyond that, I really have no idea. I got in here a little late, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
We're just flying by the seat of our pants. I understand. Is today the day Jason Claremont will be on?
It is.
Great. The legendary number 82 of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Jason Claremont, and BC Lions fame, too. I want to talk to him about his 1-9 Lions alumni of. What else does the sign say down here?
Abi Khan.
Abi Khan, the great Abi Khan.
Yeah, so that'll round everything out.
So here's the thing. As we roll along, we welcome you on the Facebook string to tell us where you're watching from this morning. We always really like that. I wanted to sit here and regale you all day with stories of the Touchdown Atlantic weekend and the festivities in the wonderful province of New Brunswick. And at some point, we will get to that because I do have a million. And
yes,
trust me, they're all entertaining. I wanted you to talk about the Saskatchewan Rattlers and the CEBL Championship weekend. The Saskatchewan Rattlers winning yesterday at home, SaskTel Center, over the Hamilton Honey Badgers, and that was awesome.
Oh, was it ever?
Yeah, it looked great.
It was awesome.
And you were on the broadcast, and you were part of all that. But listen, this is what's got everybody hot and bothered today. Within the last hour, I would say it's come down from the CFL office. Breaking news, Andrew Harris suspended 2 games for performance-enhancing drugs. Now, I have to call up my website here or look at the release as to what exactly the performance-enhancing drug is. It's very long, but Andrew Harris has been suspended 2 games. And I'll tell you what, the Saskatchewan Roughriders beating Ottawa 40-18 here on Saturday for their 5th win in a row. Now they've got the Bombers twice. Without Andrew Harris, things continue to line up for the Riders in terms of the stars aligning. Things not lining up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, even though they won the other night in Edmonton with Chris Streveler at quarterback. This is what's got my phone blowing up, my Prairie mobile phone, my personal phone, like going crazy, is about Andrew Harris. They want to know, what's the drug? What does it mean? How long is he going to be gone for? And that has spawned our daily poll for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Will this positive PED test taint the legacy of Andrew Harris? It was only 10 days ago that he became the all-time yardage leader for a Canadian in the history of the CFL. All time. Now he's suspended for 2 for a doping violation. I'll get to the name of it. It's too long for me to... I should have written it down. It's long. I don't know what it is. What do you got? Oh, here's Tyler, our sales guy. I thought he was coming to tell me what it was. So, while I looked that up, you knew about it before we went to air here.
Yeah.
You knew about it. Some people didn't hear in the bunker. That's how new the news is.
Oh, it's brand new.
What's your take?
We're going to continue to learn more about this, like by the minute, as this show progresses towards the noon hour locally here. So we're going to learn more about what it is, all those things as we move along. 2 game suspension. At first thought, I'm like, okay, clearly it's not a massive performance enhancer. It's not something crazy. It's just something that shows up in the cough syrup or whatever. But then you tell me that before we go to air that, no, that's the standard in the CFL. It's automatic 2-game suspension.
For a first-time offense.
For a first-time offense. And if that's clear across the board, no matter what the drug was or what the steroid was or what the performance enhancer was, then that maybe taints the legacy a little bit more because, for a guy to be on something in today's day and age when everything's, the testing is so severe and everybody, knows what's going on and what they're putting in their bodies. They're so strict about that anyways now. It's a head scratcher. Still digesting it. I know people in other, provinces and other teams are going to be calling for the U Sports rule. An ineligible player, well, all those wins should be taken away, right? Well, that's not going to happen. Hold the horses.
Well, you're the first to say that. I'm not saying I argue it, but
right. But it might come up, right? Where does it go to the legitimacy of where the 8-2 Winnipeg Blue Bombers are at? And the second thing I wonder is what is the eligibility for appeal? The Simone Lawrence, he appealed this and he could play. So could Andrew Harris appeal this and play the next 2 weeks? Because they're the biggest 2 weeks of the season.
Producer Clark has put up on the prompter here, methadone is the name of the drug. The Facebook wall is going crazy from our viewers chiming in, and I appreciate all of you with that. Joseph Newberry writes in, seems to know what he's talking about. Says, pretty well-known steroid in the history of doping in sport. I've never heard of it, or at least if I have, I don't remember it. So there's I'll credit the CFL on a couple things here. One, keeping it quiet until this morning because I was with all those guys yesterday in Moncton, not a word of it. And then really, first thing Monday morning, it comes out with the announcement that Andrew Harris is suspended for a positive test of a performance-enhancing drug. No, the wins won't be taken away, but this is curses really for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who clearly could win without Matt Nichols because they did the other night. I don't think they can win without Andrew Harris. I really don't. Not in one game and certainly not over a sustained period of time. So this has rocked the Manitoba Capital this morning and maybe even the CFL. You see these comments coming in like crazy here. And apparently CFL.ca has got a real nice article on their main page right now on the Andrew Harris thing. So nobody broke this news, not any of the insiders. They kept it to themselves, and kudos for them for doing that. That's what you call getting out in front of the story.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's great PR. They're doing it the right way.
They are doing it the right way.
I appreciate our Facebook group here. Tom in the Facebook feed letting me know that apparently he did appeal, and it's the B sample that also came back positive, so he's out. There's no appeal. So I'm going to take their word for it right now. We'll continue to do our due diligence on that. But that's huge. If he can't play now for 2 weeks, these 2 weeks to back against Saskatchewan, you're right. It puts big pressure on Chris Streveler. And they had him in a great spot. I thought he played well. Yeah, he didn't throw the ball that well. He ran the ball more than he threw it for more yards. But, they protected him. They put him in positions to succeed. He threw the ball when he had to, ran the ball when he didn't, picked up yards. The defense did their thing. So they had a really great game plan. Andrew Harris is a beautiful compliment. He's a great security blanket. And now that's gone. And all of a sudden, it's like driving down the road and you don't got insurance on your car. And you just have that little doubt in your mind that I can't do anything wrong. I got to be so careful. Just point A to point B. Can't have a lot of fun. It's going to be really hard for Streveler to have success and be comfortable and be free without Andrew Harris. And, Paul LaPolice has to be sweating a little bit too now because he's got to figure out how to game plan around this and what his backup plan is. So it puts the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in a world of hurt, a big time question mark leading into Labor Day, and the intrigue around this back-to-back is just going through the roof.
Wow, the CFL is killing it this morning in terms of being out front of a story. They're the only ones with a story right now. And Andrew Harris has released a statement. He has said, throughout my 4 years playing here in Winnipeg, I've been drug tested more than any other player on our team to the point it's become a running joke within our locker room. This year alone, I've been tested 3 times. The first on March 1st, followed by July 2nd, and finally 10 days later on July 12th. Somehow, on July 12th, just 10 days after a test that came back completely clean, I was notified that I had tested positive for the first time in my career with a very small trace of a banned substance. I'm still in shock and disbelief at the news. I immediately thought there had to be some kind of mistake. The timeline makes it very clear. I was not using a banned substance for performance-enhancing purposes, nor was I aware that I was taking any supplements with any banned substances in them. Based on the fact pattern, this is clearly a case of product contamination. Dun, dun, dun. What a turn. So there's 3 sides to every story, as they say. Your side, my side, and the truth. right?
Yes.
Mike O'Shea's released a statement. The president of the Bombers has released a statement. Wade Miller. What's Andrew Harris been in the league for? 12, 13, 14 years. He's an icon. He's going to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. I'll stand by the kid in believing him on what he says. I don't know him personally, but he's had such a great career. And now I see all the people that are writing in saying, does every player get tested? Is it random? No, it's random. And they call it a random drug test. The guys, as soon as they come off the field after practice, they're waiting there with a little room to do the drug testing. So for whatever reason, they've been trying to nail Andrew Harris for years. I think the statement here by him is very revealing, is it not? It's almost like they've been trying to nail him, and they finally got him with something. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it does. You test them enough, and eventually you're going to find something. I like Chris's comment in the Facebook feed. Must have ate some poppy seed roll from the Kenora Co-op to get something.
Some heroin in it.
Something, no. I just think that's hilarious. But no, for Andrew Harris.
I feel bad for the kid.
I feel horrible for him. Nobody knows truly but him and what's inside. And right? Nobody knows but him if he took something or not. And so I don't know the guy well enough to look him in the whites of his eyes and know if he's being real or not. But he knows. The people in his circle know, right? His tight inner circle, they know. And if he feels good, I like to be able to back him up and believe him.
Do you ever remember a player coming out and saying in a statement, I did it. Sorry.
I know. That's
like half past never that they've ever admitted to it.
You go right down that path until you know, okay, like I'm not getting out of this, so I better just admit it. But you always try to get out of it first. With anything, you always try.
Do you see that our viewership's skyrocketing? This is already the most watched program yet, so thank you, Canada, and wherever you may be tuning in for that. So that has spawned our poll today. Does this positive test taint the legacy of Andrew Harris? I have not tweeted it yet. Paul, who's Paul? Oh, Paul Drouin. Paul doesn't put that up. Clark does, our producer. Look at this. For Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center, does the positive drug test taint the legacy of Andrew Harris? It's 50-50.
Wow.
With hundreds of votes already.
Really?
Just in the 10 minutes that we've put it up. 50.5% say yes, it does. 49.5% say no, it doesn't. And here's the thing on that. Look at Marcus Thigpen. Tested positive. I love the guy. But it's always in the back of our minds as we watch him. You know, even when he's standing there answering questions. Hey, Thiggy, you're in your mid to late 30s and you're still returning touchdowns on kicks. What's your secret?
You're getting faster.
It's in your mind.
Yes.
And so does this taint Andrew Harris's legacy? I would suggest no. But again, I feel bad for the kid. This is the warm-up, by the way. Mike Abomeshrik will be joining us in the bunker shortly, just on the topics that we wanted to get to. Touchdown Atlantic, amazing. Thank you, CFL Alumni Association, for bringing me out there. Great job, CFL. The football community of New Brunswick really are the ones that carried this off and made it a smashing success. You probably didn't get to see any of it.
No.
Because you were broadcasting the CEBL championship.
Yeah.
So we were busy yesterday. But the one thing, and you heard my story before we went to air. I had to get one story in before we went to air when I raced in here. I was told when I got off the plane, hey, Rod, these people are just like where you're from, but they have a little more of an edge. And I'm like, well, what's that supposed to mean? And they said, well, when you tease people, like you like to do, you might get stroked. So that kind of almost happened at the event I was the auctioneer for Friday night. We were auctioning off a trip to the Grey Cup, VIP experience, sit with the commissioner in his suite, be on the field for a warm-up and the coin toss, be on the field at halftime for the band, for the act, and all these other great things. Go to brunch with the commissioner. And it kind of stalled around 3,000. So I was sitting there waiting, and I don't like auctioneering. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I've learned if I'm going to do these events, I should learn to do all of them, be more versatile. So I looked at this table of guys, Abu, you'll like this. 4 guys sitting there, not really paying attention, kind of like you right now. And I said, how many of you guys are going to the game on Sunday? And they all put their hand up. I'm like, 3,100, 3,200, 3,300. And they're like, hey! I'm like, I'm just joking. It's a joke from where I'm from.
Stay calm.
Commissioner thought it was hilarious. He almost fell off his chair laughing. They didn't. But they are just, there's one, 3,400. Caleb. He's at 3,500. Do I hear 36? And a calf and a cow. Anyways. Yeah, I had to calm them down. But they are like here because they're like, hey, take some lobster back with you. I'm like, I don't want to take, no, it's fine. No, you can take it in your carry-on. There's a thing here with water. You can get it through the airport. No, it's okay. But you know that feeling.
Yes. Right? Take some.
Take this
leftovers.
10 pounds of roast beef with you.
Take some leftovers. You're going to be hungry. Lunches for the week.
They're the Atlantic version of us. Yeah, so the Andrew Harris thing is going to be the theme throughout the program today. Questions are coming in like mad in 60 seconds or less. Saskatoon yesterday, or the weekend. It looked amazing from what I saw.
Wow. Yeah, the street festivals were awesome. The city was popping. It was really great. You know what? They were up against the Riders on Saturday. They were up against the Lake, one of the last weekends for the Lake. But the fans still turned out, and they're paying attention. When they showed up on Sunday for the final, everybody was packed in. I think there was 4,000 people in there. It was awesome, or more. And the last 30 seconds, the place was about to blow off. The lid was about to blow off the place. So it was really cool. The league, from a standpoint, it came off really, really well. They loved all of it. The broadcast was sensational. Lots of fun. We were on CBC Sports with the broadcast, so that was a treat for me. And wow, the CEBL is off and running. Richard Petko, the eccentric owner of the league, had a chance to bring him on our set.
He's eccentric?
Yeah, they all are.
Cool.
All the owners are, right? You got to be a little bit different to make that kind of money.
A little nutty.
But he's a great guy, and he's not going to let the league fail. Mike Moriali was great.
Like it. No,
the presentation was awesome. And I want to give a shout out. Michael Linklater, from Saskatoon, won a championship with Greg Jockums at the U of S, the only one in the program's history. They, get back together. On Saturday, he announces his retirement from basketball. I believe he's 37. He's got an ambassadorship deal with Nike. He's done all these things to grow the game at a youth level, and he came back for the game. He said, I'll play Sunday in the championship, because he didn't play Saturday, announced his retirement, came back, played really, really meaningful minutes, created a couple steals, some big baskets, and they had him up on their shoulders after the game. It was a touching moment.
We will pause, and congrats to the Rattlers, by the way. Another ring for Lee Genier.
Yeah, go figure.
Not going to have enough fingers. Mike Abou-Meshrik joins us in the bunker. On the way today, Jason Claremont and also Abi Khan will talk about the news that has rocked the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Andrew Harris suspended for 2 games for a positive PED test. This is the warm-up. Canada's most watched Facebook Live show is right here, The Rod Pedersen Show, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.